Evening, y'all. Chief Prepper here. So, made small progress on the Dodge Dart. I got the filler neck 2 for fuel into the tank. I think I banged on the pipe and fucking shit fell in the tank. So, we'll see if I wind up having to pull that shit out. Hooked up my truck to the trailer, pulled it out with the intent of mowing grass, and that didn't happen because the lawnmower wouldn't start. Sent my wife a text, and just in time before she was actually out of that part of town. She works close to a battery bulbs place, so she grabbed me a new battery. So I'll put that in tomorrow, and hopefully the lawnmower will start. The wood stove is in place. All the pieces are in, the bricks are in. My wife brought home some shelving brackets today, which I'm going to use to make heat shields for the table and for the wall. Basically, it's too close to both of those things. If it puts out enough heat, it can catch the table or the wood wall on fire. So putting up a heat shield that is not attached to anything will keep it from catching that shit on fire. So that's a good thing. I'm looking forward to the first 3 or 4 small burns, because apparently you have to season the stove, as in get it hot, but not too hot. First 3 times for sure, probably 4 times. It's really not cold right now, but I want to get it seasoned, and I also want to do test burns. I want to make sure it's going to work. The wood stove I had back there before that worked tells me that the piping that I designed and the way I put it in should work, because it's basically the same on this one. The only question will be, will it will still flow? Because I couldn't mow today, I did some tree limb trimming. So my brush pile in the front is really big, and the brush pile in the back grew some. So, words of advice when you buy a property: really take into account the number of trees that are on hand. If there's more than 5, you're gonna have tree trimming every fucking year, and you're gonna have to burn stuff every year. And in Texas, we really only have basically 2 months of where it's cold, where you can burn shit. So, and that is a problem for me, because we get so much fucking mail that I have bags full of that shit that I burn in the wintertime. And I have a storage unit that has a bunch of paperwork from my mom and dad that I need to fucking burn too. So, yeah, it's going to be a burning season. So I'm working on doing one of the things that I talked about. Basically, the 1 is none and 2 is 1. So I have a Westinghouse 9500 DF, which is what it can run at peak at 12.5. When I looked on Amazon, I didn't see any anymore. There's one that's supposed to be brand new in the box, never been used. He wants $950 for it. I offered him $8. He said no. So I replied back, I'm still interested, but I can't get that kind of money until the end of the month. So if it's still available, I will probably buy it at that time. And then I may look into another Champion. They don't make a lot of noise, and they don't burn a lot of fuel. So that's a good thing. So it is what it is. I did plan to go to the junkyard today, and I didn't go. I just stayed around the house, other than going to check mail and moving the truck and the trailer. Right now, they're both outside my fence, but they're locked up. And I didn't put it back inside the fence because I knew I was either going to go get a battery, and then I got lucky and I got a hold of my wife before she left, and she got a battery. So like I said, I should be able to put that in the morning, and then mow a bunch of grass that needs to be mowed. So it is what it is. assuming the battery is the problem, because when I tried to charge the battery, it aired out. So let's hope. Anyway, yeah. Projects out the wazoo. We're going into the time of year where I can get a lot of work done without suffering from heat, but we're also going into the time of year where we get a lot of rain. So it's kind of a oxymoron, so to speak. Unless you want to work in the rain, you can't actually get some work done. You have to do work when you have time and the weather's good. So more and more, it looks like there are going to be problems. Pick which one. So this is my advice to you. If you're on top of your preps, as in you got your food, you got your water, you got security, I would invest in multiple versions of backup power. That's what I would invest in right now. We almost, as a species, don't know how to live without electricity anymore. So, which is why I gave the advice I did after 5 years going on 6 of being a really big time prepper, and then before that I was dabbling in it, but it wasn't that big a deal. Now after the 21 freeze, and we had a power outage here a while back where it was out for like 5 or 6 hours. So I have 3 smaller Bluetti backup power solar generators that I plan to put it in pass-through. So basically that will allow it to charge all the time, but then turn around and feed the refrigerator. And then if the power goes out, the refrigerator, if the power goes out, then it won't lose power. So we didn't lose any food, but at the same time, basically what I'm saying is the power grid is very fragile, and I think we're getting to a point where you can't trust it. And then you need to understand that the data centers that they're putting in everywhere, they eat power. Like they're power suckers. They big massive users of power, and they also use water. So I've been seeing news articles where they're talking about using mini nuclear reactors to power them, which is fine, but there's more going up than we have mini nuclear reactors. I haven't seen any news articles. I've seen one news article about it, but until you start seeing that stuff mainstream, until you start seeing it actually come online and work, it's an unproven product at this point. So anyway, tomorrow is I'm going to go to what's called a bike night. Go hang out with some people who ride Harleys, just enjoy the day, or the evening I should say. They've been talking about inflation, tariff rebate checks for the last 6 to 9 months. I'll believe it when I see it. But I would tell you the same advice I gave before. Don't blow it. Pay down your debt. Become as debt free as you can as soon as you can. Alright. So it's Wednesday night. Got to watch Survivor. Relatively busy day. So tomorrow will be another busy day. Information is knowledge and power. Live a little, prep a lot, share love. Cheap Prepper out.